All right, you ready? R equals 8. I need x's and y's now from you to make it into rectangular. I need x's and y's. Look at what we have up here. I got x equals r cosine theta. I got y equals r sine theta. I have x squared plus y squared equals r squared. I don't have one for r, do I? I have one for what, though? R squared. You tell me, how do I make this r squared? What do I do on both sides? All right, so I'm going to, r equals 8. I'm going to square both sides. Stay with me. So I get r squared equal to, now why do I want to do that? Why do I want r squared? Oh, go back, ready? Why do I want r squared? I know what r squared is equal to, and as far as x's and y's go. Plug it back in. What's the left side going to look like? Left side, what are you plugging in for r squared? X squared plus y squared equals? Are there just x's and y's in there now? Then it's rectangular. All right, rectangular has x's and y's in it. Polar has r. So this is going to be tough today. This was already pretty tough. You somehow, here's the deal, guys. Here's what your deal is today. You got to get me an r squared, you got to get me an r sine theta, or you got to get me an r cosine theta so I can substitute these in instead. Everyone see that? So you need to somehow play around with the equation with me today to get an r squared, an r sine theta, or an r cosine theta. Somehow, I need one of those three in every problem. How's it going to come up in the next one? Do I need to touch it? I don't need to touch this. Why not? What do you have already on the right side? R cosine. What do you know r cosine theta is the same as? X. So this is just going to be 7 equals. Yeah, you don't have to do a darn thing. But that's what you wanted to make it look like. All right, that's what you wanted to make it look like. All right, let's take our time now. R equals cosine theta. Remember what you want. You want something that's got an r cosine, an r sine, or an r squared. Suggestions? Suggestions. Remember, I need one of these. I need this to happen in the equation. I need this to happen, or I need this to happen. Go ahead, Matt. Suggestion.
Maybe if you divide an r and then it gets to a 7, could you multiply
At least.
r?
You want me to multiply both sides by r?
Yeah.
Multiply both sides by r. Now, I didn't think some of you guys were going to say that. I thought some of you guys were going to say square both sides. Because if I square both sides, that still doesn't help me out, because what's going to be over here now? Cosine squared, and that's not going to help me. All right, but watch. If I take this, and yes, if I multiply both sides by r, ready? Watch this magic. What are you going to have on the left? Yeah, I got something for that. I can plug in for that. And what are you going to have on the right? Yeah, I can plug in for that too. And I'm not going to be left with any r's or cosines or anything. What are you going to plug in for r squared? Plus y squared. Perfect. And then what about r cosine theta? That's the same as? Perfect. Guys, I got any r's or thetas left? Nope. But hey, again, let me go back. Do you guys see my problem if I squared it? I'd have this. See that? Okay, I could plug in for that, right? But can you plug in for that? No, that doesn't solve my problem. I need all x's and y's in there. So that's why that's not happening. We okay? Don't want to go too fast here because they're going to get complicated coming up. What's your move here? Ooh, hold on before we move anything. Remember the back in these days? Anybody remember how to pronounce that? Cosecant, right? Guys, I don't have any rule for cosecant. But if you take a look at the top of your page, what's cosecant equal to? 1 over sine. So let's rewrite this first before we start anything. R equals 4 over sine theta. Okay, because again, cosecant on top of your page is 1 over sine. Okay, so that's how that becomes that. All right, your next move. Remember, hey, need one of these up there. Need an R cosine, need an R sine, need an R squared. Some of you may want to just try to square both sides right away, right? Because you get the R squared, but you're going to get sine squared over here, and that, I don't have anything for that, so that's not going to help. Andrew, you had a nice little suggestion. Sorry to cut you off, sir. Okay, if I multiply both sides by R, I'll get the R squared here, and then I'll get 4R over sine theta. And I still don't have anything for just sine theta. I thought you were saying something different. Multiply both sides I like, but not by R. Multiply both sides by basically cross multiply. That's what you're telling me? Watch when, well, let's try it. Ready? What do I get on the left then? R sine theta. And what do you get on the right? 4. Okay. And what's R sine theta? Ooh, watch your mouth here. What's R sine theta? Did I eliminate all the R's and thetas? That's what you want. When you make it into rectangular, you want X's and Y's. All the R's and thetas are out of there. Questions? Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Let's have a little fun now. Cosine and sine in the same problem. I have belief in you, though. God, can you get me an R cosine? Can you get me an R sine? Can you get me an R squared? Can we do it? Nothing? Yeah, it does, except I need X's and Y's. I can't have R's and thetas. Multiply both sides by. I try it. See if it's going to help us. Ready? So if I multiply both sides by R, this will become R squared. I can do that. I can handle that. Nice, I can handle that. What's this going to become over here if I multiply both sides by R? What am I going to have here? Yeah. 8 what? 8 what? 8 R. Oh, I think we have something for that, right? Plus. Well, that's all I'm doing right there, distributing the R. What's next? Plus. And then we had R squared over here. Can you plug in so there's no more R's and thetas? Okay. What are you going to have over here now? R cosine theta is equal to X, so 8X. Plus, what do you got for me here? 2Y. I'm looking good so far. X's and Y's. R squared. There you go. And I know this is going to be tough for, especially the weekend in between, but just got to play around so you just get X's and Y's left. Good? Whew, I know that was tough. Less than 20 minutes. Wednesday, still coming up with that quiz.